Good morning, everybody. I'm Barry with BarryIndependent.com. If you are the best word, it's tremendous. Believe it. Everybody tells me. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Ring the little bell icon. That way YouTube can pretend to tell you when we go live and drive new content. If you're not new here, share this video with somebody you love, somebody you think needs to see it. We're going to do the intel brief today about the international monkey crisis. It's getting crazy out there. We are running out of monkeys to grind up and squeeze the Jews out of to make the jabs with. I'm pretty sure that's what the World Health Organization press release said. I might need to read it again, but it appears to be that we're running out of monkeys. Now, also, major caveat asterisk, the whole nine. If you would like to, and this is just a very brief shameless plug, if you would like to help us put pedophiles in jail, rescue children, restore children, and kick Satan in the ball sack, please hang out to the end, because I'm going to ask you today to prayerfully consider supporting Grindstone Ministries, because we need it. We are engaged in full-blown warfare on this side of the camera, and I am completely unafraid, and I will utterly destroy all targets that the Father puts in my path, and I will rehabilitate as many children as I need to put a smile on his face and provide a biblical covering to widows and orphans and break generational curses. And if you'd like to help us in that, hang out to the end. I'll tell you how to do that. Now, today, Bear Independent Brief, 27 July 22, the Great International Monkey Crisis. Bear Independent recently reported that energy rationing was not off the table for Europe. That's us. We said that. With surprising rapidity, excellent word, dance monkeys. I hope that the dance monkeys don't get caught up in the international monkey crisis. We need them. Then what? We'll have no dance monkeys. They'll be liquefied in one of those Vitamix blenders and put into a syringe. With surprising rapidity, the EU has already set energy rationing rules. Russia just announced that the Nord Stream 1 pipeline will lower its flow to Germany by 20%. Yep. Halving the current flow, which has already been reduced. The energy provider, state-owned by Russia, Gazprom, says this restriction is a result of a turbine problem. But Germany isn't buying that story. In fact, the West in general is convinced that this move is merely to punish the European Union for its stance against the war in Ukraine. Which, by the way, Bear Nation, I love y'all, but I am amazed by how many of you are military tacticians, historians, and professionals in the comments. Couple of thoughts here. First of all, and I'm not saying I know everything. I am willing to learn, but from people who know, I am willing to learn. It amazes me how many people have an opinion on something. And then the question is based on what? Because I look at the comments every time we bring up the Ukraine war, and somebody somewhere's got the most ridiculous comments I've ever seen about why Bear's wrong. It reminds me a lot about how people are like, nuclear weapons aren't real. Russia's not going to use nuclear weapons. All right, well, if they firebomb your ass, what do you care? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Who cares if they're real or not? They can destroy you. Big they can destroy you with whatever tools they have in their toolkit. Doesn't matter. I have oftentimes, I'm not ashamed to admit, used a number 2 flat blade screwdriver as a wood chisel when I needed to. Right tool for the job? No. Does it mean that wood chisels don't exist? No. Did it work? Yes. Right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, now, maybe it's because I grew up in the 1980s in the United States of America, and I was wonderfully indoctrinated with the us versus them mentality of the hangover of the Cold War and G.I. Joe, the real American hero, knowing is half the battle. By the way, what were Duke and Flint doing in the boys' bathroom in every episode?
With jazz music playing.
Yeah, now the questions begin to arise, right? But when did the Americans, or when did y'all in the comments become so utterly supportive of Russia? I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of the leadership of the United States of America, but gosh dang, you flipped uniforms, you picked up the pom-poms and put on the cheerleader outfit for Russia. Russia's not the bad guys in this. They're not the good guys either, people. There are no good guys. Why are you rooting for anybody in this entire thing? It's incredible to me. You didn't buy the propaganda, you bought the alternate propaganda instead, and now you think that because you pushed one set of narratives to the side that all of a sudden you've got the right set of narratives over here that you onboarded. Like, you completely missed the idea of fifth generation warfare. You completely missed it, completely misunderstood it. And instead of disregarding both assholes, you disregarded one asshole and put the other up on a pedestal. It's mind-blowing to me, but I digress. And now we're going to get 1,000 more comments down below about, Bear, you're wrong. And I will tell you this right now, if you are egregious and disrespectful with your disagreement, you will be removed. What about freedom of speech? Hey, I don't have it either on this platform, so suck it up, Buttercup. Now, all of the EU will be affected by this rationing of the gas in Europe, but Germany is the most vulnerable. Economics Minister Robert Habeck has pointed out that this is a, quote, serious situation. You think so, Robert? And, quote, a big concern, saying, quote, Putin's goal is to unsettle, drive up prices, divide society, and weaken support for Ukraine. Yeah, exactly. That's how economic pressure during a time of war works. We don't bow to it, but counteract this with concentrated and consistent action. We take precautions so that we can get through the winter. End quote. Diplo speak. We don't bow to it, but counteract this with concentrated and consistent action. Somewhere there's a factory that politicians come out of, and they just update the word processor depending on which language it's supposed to speak. They all come out of the same factory. What else is brewing on the horizon? In what seems like some concerning deja vu, the World Health Organization has declared a global health emergency. Everybody at home with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Are you concerned, Dud?
Not at all.
You look super concerned.
No, it's just sweat.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. A global health emergency. Now that a total of 5 people have died from the monkeypox. Now that 5 people have died from the monkeypox, we have a global health emergency. Or World Health Organization is delusional, discredited, and nobody should pay any attention to them. And if they try to start telling you what to do with your life again, you respond nicely at first and then later not so nicely with, no, I don't think I'm going to do that because 5 people around the entire planet died from monkeypox. Newsflash, 5 people that since the time that we've been on this live stream right now have died from diarrhea around the world. And that's not an exaggeration. They got dehydrated because of diarrhea, probably because of malaria or because of some other type of infectious disease. And we don't have a global health emergency because mosquitoes bite people. 5 people. Now that a total of 5 people have died from monkeypox. Interestingly, the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee advised the World Health Organization Director General that it should not be determined to be a public health emergency of international concern. But the WHO Director General overrode the committee and declared the highest possible alert at the I got the hiccups at the briefing. Quote, I have decided that the global monkeypox outbreak represents a public health emergency of international concern. I have decided. The Director General of the World Health Organization has decided that global monkeypox represents a public health emergency of international concern. I have decided that I don't give a flying shit about what you think, World Health Organization. I don't care. And the next set of draconian rules that you come up with about how I need to behave, I won't care and I won't listen to them. Not even a little bit. And when everybody starts to call us, what was that thing that they were saying back in the day? When you we're infecting everybody? A super spreader? No. Oh, you're a monkeypox super spreader?
They do that at bathhouses now.
Oh,
that's a super spreader event for monkeypox.
Who the hell goes to bathhouses?
Fauci.
Fauci does?
Yes.
Well, he should have a happy accident, that guy. I gotta be careful what I say on the internet with all of my friends here on the internet. By the way, how many people we got on right now?
1,000.
1,000?
And climbing.
And climbing, that's good.
Everybody hit the like.
Yeah, throw a thumbs up out there. That helps us in our battle against the YouTube algorithmic robots. Yes, I did steal that phrase from Stu Bergier at The Blaze. But that's okay, because I also built his desk, so I can do what I want. Let's see. Just days after the announcement for the international monkeypox crisis because 5 people have died, the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations in Britain, Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, that sounds like that is like super MI5, like OSS, CIA, like come up with some front organization. We need a front organization for cover for action, plausible deniability. The Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations in Britain, let's see, CPIB, allocated funds of about $375,000 just for the development of the tools to test monkeypox vaccine performance and antibodies. See, they're already going to come out with they're already working on the jab, the next one that you have to have for the monkeypox. I'm a jab back. That's my plot. My jabs look like this. I'm a jab back if we're going to have to deal with this thing again. I consider the use of that on me or the people I love deadly force. And I'm in the state of Oklahoma, which means I can respond in like kind. So come at me, homie. Al Jazeera reported that in many countries, individuals who are at high risk or have been in contact with an infected person are already being offered vaccines for the disease. Super high risk, super deadly. 5 people, 5 have died from around the world. I'm yelling, aren't I? I'm having a loud day today.
You need to emote.
I feel like I am emoting. This is about as much as I transcend my robotic stage out of logic and into emotion. A subsection of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services called, quote, the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, end quote, has already purchased 6.9 million monkeypox vaccines. Oh my gosh. Air quote, Dr. Anthony Fauci. You know, connected to the AIDS epidemic, right? And then clearly connected to COVID-19, right? And now we have monkeypox, and yet somehow we're still listening to what this asshole has to say. By the way, I want to say hi to all of our friends in uniform this morning, everybody watching YouTube in the skiff, all the people that work for the alphabet soup agencies that are on our side. I appreciate y'all very much. All the men and women, the thin blue line, firefighters, EMS. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you very much for not just your service to your communities and to your country, but also for your service to Grindstone Ministries and our ongoing operations. Thank you. Super duper thank you. Thank you very much. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's right. Doesn't mean that they aren't formed. It just means that they come to naught because the Father won't allow it if you are walking in his will. And beware the false prophet because they get smashed by Yahuwah, our Elohim, the Lord our God. So you don't want to be on the receiving end. It's like, Godsmack is one thing, 100-pound hail is another. Like, read the story of Korah. Read the story of the Levite's concubine, Judges 19-21. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little rough to be the tribe of Benjamin sometimes.
You get a rock pile, and
You get a rock pile, and you get a rock pile. A subsection of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services called the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, or BARDA, has already purchased 6.9 million monkeypox vaccines. We just happen to have 7 million monkeypox vaccines laying around. That's what I was saying. Like, by the way, 5 people have died. It's now a global emergency. And oops, we happen to have at least 7 million vaccines already put together for the monkeypox. Dude, are people really this stupid? They really this stupid? It's like, Dudley, on your vehicle. If I bought 4 new tires yesterday for my tire shop, right? And then this morning went and stabbed a hole in one of your tires. It was like, I just happen to have 4 of those tires in stock. And, one of them's got a hole through the sidewall, can't repair that. And the other tread's looking pretty low. I guess we should just go ahead and do all 4.
That's what was that? The Walking Dead, the CDC, they made all of that dangerous stuff, and every little once in a while did some testing and released it all.
Yeah.
Now we have zombies.
I think our zombies were made with the public school system, sugar, and equality.
Oh, of course.
Equality. It's super equal. Equals for everybody. Everybody gets equal signs, and if you have more equal signs than I do, then we'll equalize the equal signs so that we all have equality.
And it all started with everyone gets a trophy.
I thought you were doing the shake weight sign. I was like,
well, yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, when people said, hey, this is an excellent way to get in shape, the shake weight.
The shake weight? I was like, that's not what that looks like.
Yeah, that's how you get monkeypox.
Oh my gosh. 5-second pause.
You should take a sip from our sponsor, not sponsor. Pinky up, nice. Look at the sweat on that can.
Yeah, they sponsor us so much that we pay for every can that we have. Thanks, Jocko. I love how there's been a rash of people lately. A rash of them saying, Bear, you call yourself a Christian man and you smoke and drink and use 4-letter words. First of all, I call myself a follower of Messiah. And so if you can't differentiate between those two things, enjoy your doctrines and dogmas. I'll be over here walking in his footsteps. And second of all, you know what I don't do? Rape children. So kiss my ass. How about that? Now, back to the report. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra has said, quote, since the first U.S. case of monkeypox was confirmed on May 18th, the Biden-Harris administration has acted swiftly to make vaccines, testing, and treatments available to people in need. We are determined to accelerate our response in the days ahead. Only 2 weeks ago, the HHS reviewed the public health emergency for COVID-19, renewed the public health emergency for COVID-19 for yet another 90 days. Just say no, people. Like, just no. Just refuse to engage in their delusion. Do not participate. Now, I don't mean don't participate in the labor force. I don't mean don't go work. Like 1 Timothy 5 verse 8, he who does not work has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. You don't want to be worse than an infidel. He who does not work has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So don't be a freaking mooch. But you also don't need to buy all the lines that come from the government every week. Hey, you got to wear a mask. No. Oh, well, you got to show me your passport in order to get on this bus. No. Sir, you have to be quadruple vaccinated in order to get into this Walmart so you can buy food. No. No, I don't. You're not allowed to have that type of dangerous assault rifle. STFU, and no. I can and will do whatever I want to do, as long as I'm vertically aligned with my creator and following his laws. I will follow whatever just laws my governance puts in place. But any unjust laws you put in place, everybody say it with me. Come on, team. Kiss my hairy white ass. Okay? Exercise your no muscle. Just because they decided we have an emergency doesn't mean you need to agree with it. And because so many of you cucks went along with it last time, they're more emboldened now to do it yet again. Say no. Just say no. Remember DARE? Drug Awareness Resistance Education? I'm really showing my age today. DARE, just say no. Yeah, same thing to tyranny. Just say no to tyranny. Hey, you have to. Nah, I don't have to nothing. I don't have to do a damn thing that anybody says. Now, actions and decisions have consequences. Cool. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nah, I'm not doing that. You declared another COVID emergency? Cool story, bro. You know where there's no emergency? Right here on the homestead or at our offices or at our places of fellowship and worship. There's no emergencies there. You know why? Because we consciously decided, no, there won't be emergencies here. Regardless of how the world says we have to behave. Nope, we're not onboarding that horseshit into our daily lives. Don't need the stress, don't need the fear, don't need the inconvenience. We'll not subjugate ourselves to tyranny. Not doing it. Nah. How about a little nah? Next time somebody's like, yeah, you got to do, where's your mask, sir? Meh. Meh. The HHS may declare the same state of emergency for monkeypox, because remember, 5 people have monkeypox. According to the White House, COVID-19 response coordinator Ashish Jha, who said, quote, right now, as we have over 2,000 cases, but we have ramped up vaccinations, ramped up treatments, ramped up testing, and we're going to continue to look at all sorts of policy options. Right now, we think we can get our arms around this thing, but obviously, if we need further tools, we will invoke them as we need them. First of all, nobody believes in your authority anyway, you illegitimate White House administration. And if you notice, the hyphenated Biden-Harris administration talking point has come back. Remember, it was the Obama administration, not the Obama-Biden administration, right? It was the Trump administration, not the Trump-Pence administration. It was the Bush administration. But because we've got this doddering old fool in the office, it's Biden-Harris administration, because who knows at what point he literally is unable to read the teleprompter anymore or cannot get out of bed. And oh, by the way, they've now floated, he has COVID. And it's really bad. They're trying to say it's not really bad, but it's apparently really bad. This 80-something-year-old man who's been quadruple, duper, super, uber jabbed got COVID. And he might die from it. So now all of a sudden we see the Biden-Harris hyphenated administration back. And she's useless. Not only is she unpopular, people in polling hate her guts. She's also apparently dumber than a box full of rocks. I love the speech gaffes that they show where people mess up. How do you, I kind of talk for a living. That's a big part of what I do. How are you that bad at talking? The answer is she wasn't that good to begin with. She filled a demographic. We need an African-American woman to win. By the way, she's Indian. Right?
Indian and Jamaican.
Indian and Jamaican. But who cares? We don't see colors. Equal signs for everybody. I'm as equally Jamaican Indian as you are, Dudley. Shut up with the horse shit. Just no. Just reject all of it. Make it go away.
Now they're messing up with Biden, having him deep fake, and where he doesn't blink throughout his whole speech. No blinking. His eyes are too close together. I thought they got that deep fake technology done, just like they have your green screen done.
Well, our green screen technicians are clearly much better than theirs are. Also, hats off to the sound guy for putting in the cicadas in the background this morning. That's a nice touch. That's a really nice touch.
It's all about realism.
It's 100% realism. This picnic table right here, these are just cardboard boxes that I'm sitting on. It's all been CGI'd in. We got the same guy that did Jurassic Park, though, so if you see a velociraptor running through the background, that's 100% real, believe it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Health and Human Services. Right now, we think we can get our arms around this thing, but obviously, if we need further tools, we will invoke them as needed. You won't do shit without our permission, by the way. Everybody remember the relationship between the government and the governed. They are our duly asterisk elected representatives. They derive their just powers from the people, not the other way around. They won't invoke anything unless you allow them to. They won't do anything that you disagree with unless you allow them to. Hold them accountable. And that can begin with emails and phone calls to your representatives. And granted, I don't like those people either. I think they're part of the same effed up system that the president and the vice president are a part of. But at some level, they operate out of an element of self-preservation. So if you light up their office and say, hey, just want to let you know, you support any further medical health shenanigans, it'll be the last term in office you've ever had. Just so we're all on the same page here. Yeah. Now, conversely, PACE, primary alternate contingency emergency, maybe that's your primary course of action. Your alternate should probably be living in a place, strategically relocating to a place where medical tyranny is not a thing. I've got a lot of people asking me lately, hey, is Eastern Oklahoma still good to go? Should I move there? No, you shouldn't move here. It sucks shit here. You don't want to move here. It's terrible. Cost of land has gone up. We now live on an Indian reservation because of the United States versus McGirt. Everything's super expensive. There's no land available. You definitely shouldn't move here. Okay. Right now, we think we can get our arms around this thing, but obviously, if we need further tools, we will invoke them as we need them. No. The plan here is very straightforward. The plan is to eliminate this virus in the United States. I think we can do that. We've got the vaccines and we've got the diagnostic tests, and you're gonna just see more and more action from the administration. Negative Ghost Rider, you're not gonna see shit. You're not gonna do shit. We're not on board with this shit. Not happening. Did we get kicked off the internet?
No, we're still good.
That's good. So if you're on Patreon, you've got links to all of these shenanigans that we just discussed. There is a link in the description of every video and live stream. It's $5 per month. It's the best $5 you can spend on the internet. That's where all the real content is. Not to say that this content isn't real, but we can speak freely on Patreon. Just this morning, we talked about this right here, chest rigs right here, and why you need them, and the martial capacity and context for chest rigs, for if you might have to go do the things, and how do they interface with armor, and blah, 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 blah. Can't do that, won't do that on YouTube. YouTube has put a target on our backs for a long time. So it's $5 a month. Link is in the description, patreon.com. check it out. And shout out to the patrons. You are the economic engine of the Bear Nation. So thank you. Now, if you can't or won't join Patreon, we would appreciate it if you could give us a thumbs up, share this video with somebody you think needs to see it. Help us grow the Bear Nation so we can reach as many people as possible. Now, if you're one of those people that jumps off when it's time to talk about how to support the show and how to keep little kids from getting raped and put scumbags behind bars, this is your invite. Beat feet, skedaddle, get out of here. Have a blessed day. Shaloha. Give you all a couple minutes, a couple moments to jump off the live stream. Now, refugemedical.com. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, exceeds military specification by like a click and a half. Like, it's far better than issued gear. 50 lives saved to date in the last 2.5, maybe 3 years. I'll have to get with our administrators and find out when our actual anniversary is. I think we're coming up on the 3-year mark. 50 people are still alive because of our kits. On all continents, or I'm sorry, 4 continents with all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, civilians, law enforcement, EMS, firefighters, everywhere. Praise the Father. If you want a purpose-built trauma kit that will save somebody's life, refugemedical.com. If you want some bullshit Chinesium that will break when you need to use it, go to anybody else. In stock today, the Bearfact 3.0. That is our flagship line. It is incredible, tremendous. Believe it. It's the best. It's more beautiful than Melania, everybody tells me. Okay, it's tremendous. It really is. It's an excellent kit, the Bearfact 3.0. It's in stock, and in stock means it's under our roof, and we will ship it to you quickly. Not we are hoping and praying that the truck arrives so we can take your money now, and then when it shows up, turn around and sell it to you. That's not how we do business. In stock means it's under our roof. So we have Bearfacts in stock. We have SOBs, small to back kits in stock. We have the Bare Minimum in stock. It is an excellent, the Bare Minimum is an excellent Marshall context first aid kit. Cat tourniquet, full-size pressure bandage, wound packing gauze, high-fin chest seals, nasopharyngeal airway, March algorithm in a smaller package than the Bearfact, shears, tape, gloves, all that. It's like the size of a saw gunner's pouch, actually a little bit smaller than a saw gunner's pouch. It's perfect to hang on your plate carrier and rest your elbow on while you're patrolling. Like, it's thebomb.com for that. So anyway, you can check all that out at refugemedical.com. Your promo code is BearNation for free shipping on everything in the store. Get it while you can. Stomp bags are sold out. So I've been telling you guys, stomp bags have been in stock for about a week and they're gone. Until next time. What's a stomp bag, Bear? SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack. So, Macs are in stock though. Mass casualty kits, crash kits, smash kits, adventure kits, canine kits are back in stock. Specifically, look at the Mastiff, which is the professional level, expert level canine kit. It comes with the ability to rehydrate your dehydrated dogs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Your dehydrated canines might need some intravenous Gatorade out in the field. So, shabba-dabba-doo. Anyway, get it while you can, because if it's in stock, we have it. If it's not in stock, it shows not in stock. You can sign up for the notify me email though, because a lot of times, let's say we get 100 of something in and we've got 90 people on the email waiting list. We email them first to make sure they get theirs first before we let y'all know, hey, XYZ is available. So that's refugemedical.com. No shit trauma first aid. Not price point garbage. The best equipment you can get on the face of the earth. If you can find a better first aid kit, you let me know, I'll buy it. They don't exist. Now, refugetraining.com. I got all the cool guy gear. I have no idea how to use it. Where do I go? refugetraining.com for instruction, hands-on interpersonal instruction from qualified instructors that will teach you the fine art of how to not die. If you need some information, you can watch the playlist here on YouTube at the Bear Independent channel, the Trauma Medicine series, 8 videos in that series. It is information, it's not instruction, because we can't lay our hands on you and watch you do it. So there's a lot of people that are offering online, air quote, training for trauma medicine. My question would be, would you take online training for handgun or carbine? No, you wouldn't, because you can't actually do it, right? Same thing with medical. So if you need hands-on training, real instruction, refugetraining.com. Check that out.
On the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, on the first page, it tells you what refuge training trains you to do. Don't panic. That's the biggest issue. When something bad happens, everyone just lights their hair on fire and runs around the room in panic. So if you learn how to not panic, you can think through the March algorithm and save somebody's life.
Good point. Also, what a lot of people do is they freeze. They lock up. So you have to overcome that, right? You have to overcome that. See, because you're stuck in the fight or flight right there. You don't know where to go. Do I engage or do I disengage? So you just freeze up, right? So you need to train the automaticity to be able to render aid in a high-stress environment so you don't lock up, because every second you spend locked up is a second that somebody's bleeding and potentially dying.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Maybe less, depending on the injury, right?
Yep.
And then lastly, even those that engage, a lot of times they get tunnel vision. They tunnel in on the one grievous injury they can see, right? And so if I've got a arterial bleed in my arm and an arterial bleed in my leg, and you can see the arm, but you can't see the leg because my jeans or my camis are covering the grievous injury to my leg, you fix the arm. Good job. You fix the arm. You put a tourniquet on the arm, or you wound pack the shoulder socket or whatever. But you hyper-focused on that one injury that you then failed to, during the circulation phase of March and the E phase, everything else phase of March, to check the casualty and recheck the casualty, that you missed the femoral bleed on the leg. And when you clamped my arm off, you actually created more back pressure, which is now causing me to bleed out even faster from the bigger pipe, my femoral artery in my leg. And so that's why you need training, because like, you can watch all the Clint Smith videos you want. That's not the same as going to train with Clint Smith. I think everybody understands that when it comes to firearms, when it comes to, handguns, pistols, carbines, rifles. Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. But somehow you want to farm out the use of a life-saving medical device to whichever YouTube personality makes you feel the best about yourself today, so that you can have some false confidence in your ability to render aid. That's horseshit. That's not real. That's fake. It's make-believe. It's LARPing. That's why you need to come to class. And if you can't come to our class, go to any other good medical instructor's class, any of them, and learn how to use your damn equipment. Now, lastly, grindstoneministries.com. We need your help. We got our hands full. We've got a bunch of kiddos that will be with us until their adulthood, and they're not adults. We need to take care of them. We've got a bunch of bad guys we need to put behind bars, and that takes time and resources. We've got big friends and little friends involved in all this ongoing shenaniganry right now, and it's super comforting and motivational to see the coalition that is being formed right now. I cannot, for legitimate OPSEC reasons, give you details, but there's some big shit going down, and I will never take pictures of these kids for fundraising purposes. Here's Little Johnny's. So for just $5 a month, you can support Little Johnny's. Horseshit. That's not what we're about. We are about providing a biblical covering to widows and orphans and breaking generational curses. And we got our hands full. But we also serve a loving and powerful Father, Yah, the Creator, God Almighty, that will not let his word return to him void. And he has told us over and over again, in short, do righteousness and I will bless you. And we are doing righteousness. And the enemy is doing unrighteousness. So we have to ask ourselves, who do we think Yah is going to back in this equation? Those that are righteous or those that are unrighteous? That being said, we really need your help. I need your prayers. We need your prayers. These people need your prayers. Provision, protection, and blessing, and the justice will be done. We also need your rectangular fiat currency make-believe money. And I hate, my pride and my ego hates asking for help. And I have to shove that shit down and just be completely honest with you. We need your help. Our operational costs have soared because of the work the Father has put in front of us. And we are still in the process of building Caleb House. So we've got a lot going on, and we require a lot of assistance. And so my ask for you is don't take my word for it. I would ask you to speak to the Father, the creator of heavens and earth, and ask him if this is his will. If he wants you to plug in, before you ever donate $1, ever, talk to the Father. Because let's be frank, you might firmly believe in what we're doing, but your tithe this month isn't for us. It's for a different ministry somewhere else that's doing something else that they also desperately need it. And it's Yah's will that you direct your fund, your portion that way this month, because they are also doing his will and they also need his provision, protection, and blessing. So don't take my word for it. You talk to him. If he says go, go. And if he says stay, stay. And if he says jump, you say yes, sir, how high? I'm not out here to be a false prophet or the ShamWow guy and to dance and sing for you and engender your endearment towards me so that, I can get a giant war chest and go buy a plane and fly to Zimbabwe and preach the word. It's not what we're about. It's never what we've been about. And I burn more of my own funds on Grindstone and on Caleb House than I do on my household operating expenses each month. But it's not enough. We need help. So if you think it's an abomination for grown men to repeatedly rape children over and over and over again, and you think it's a good thing to get those people out of that situation and build them up and provide a biblical covering to widows and orphans, and to break generational curses, please prayerfully, and I mean that seriously, prayerfully consider partnering with Grindstone Ministries. There's a link in the description of every video and every live stream. Now with that, and this is also important, things are good. Even amongst all the anxiety and the bullshit out there in the world, we're blessed. Every one of us is blessed. I'm talking to you on a piece of technology that has more computing power in it than Ronald Reagan had to run the free world. There's food in my belly. I'm surrounded by people who love me. It is physically impossible for somebody to attempt to harm me. I have everything I need and most of what I want. We're blessed. And see, there's what you gaze upon, you become. If you focus too much on what's happening in the world, and not enough on what's happening with you in creation, in relation to the Father and all the blessings he's put in your life, your wife, your children, your friends, your family, your homestead, all the good stuff. And not stuff, because the stuff is like, leave your riches and follow me, says Messiah, right? But the fact that you were bought and paid for with a price in blood because the Father loved you enough from the foundation of the world that he saw fit to kill himself so you could come home again. Yeah, think about that for a while. It doesn't mean don't do the things, but we don't operate out of fear. Fears of the enemy. We're commanded to fear nothing but Yahuwah our Elohim, the Lord our God. That's it. That's it. If you're fearing anything else, it's from the enemy. It's not from him. It's not from the Father. Joshua 1, verse 6. Be strong and courageous, for you are to let this people inherit the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, to guard to do according to all the Torah which Moshe my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it right or left, so that you act wisely wherever you go. Do not let this book of the Torah depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you guard to do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous and act wisely. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, nor be discouraged. For Yahuwah your Elohim is with you wherever you go. What are you so worried about? What am I so worried about? Dad upstairs knows what he's doing. Praise him, seek him, give thanks to him. Walk in the footsteps of the Son. Fear nothing. And be a light to the world. Bless y'all. Shalom.